Hello, people. We are here today to answer one of life's most important questions. How much does a $25 robot vacuum suck? Well, we'll find out soon enough, but let me tell you a little bit more about this little thing before we take a look inside. I bought this about almost 2 years ago now in December of 2021, and I know that I did so because I actually kept the receipt in here. As you can see, I bought this at one of these 99 cents only stores, and you can see that this was not 99 cents only. So kept that for reference, and I know that that's when I purchased it, so it's taken me a while to get around to it. So before we open it up, let's go ahead and take a little tour here around the box to see what some of these claims here are. Now, it claims to be low noise, greater than 50 decibel. Okay. It's got USB charging, a 1200 milliamp 3.7 volt battery. It says it's anti-collision, that it automatically changes direction to avoid obstacles. And it claims smart clean, whatever that's supposed to mean. It cleans your home in an efficient way. I guess we'll see how much smarts this thing has inside, if any at all. Maybe it's just got dumbs. I don't know. 3-in-1 function. It can sweep, it can dust collect, and it can dry mop. On the side of the box, it's got the same 5 little claims here and a picture of the actual device. On the back, just a couple pictures of the thing, the USB charging, the smart clean. And then on the other side, just what it includes. It includes the robot vacuum, which is, yeah, I would hope so. 2 little sweep brushes, a dust box, a USB charging cable, 1 cleaning brush, 1 dry mop fabric, and 2 pieces of Velcro. And if we flip it over to the flap side, we can see here a little bit more silliness. Built-in rechargeable battery pack is included. Do not attempt to disassemble, open, or modify the battery pack. Now, I like how all the alignment here is top notch. Look. Got a barcode right there. Robot vacuum part number 301060. Ported by Momentum Brands, Commerce, California, yada, 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 made in China. Now, I'm not saying that quality should be measured in weight, but if we weigh the entire box that this robot comes in, we can see that it weighs 1 pound, 11.6 ounces. For our more reasonable people around the world, 785 grams. For comparison, let's weigh the $6 needle that I bought many years ago, which is not even complete at the moment. This is actually going to be another video for later. Just the machine itself, 3.6 kilograms, or 7 pounds, 15 ounces. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and do the first step in opening this thing up. Cut this little sticker down there at the bottom, seals it shut. And this is my first time actually seeing this thing in person. There you go. Holy crap, this thing is tiny. That's not what I was expecting at all. I thought it was at least going to be a little bit bigger. Dang.
What is this?
A vacuum for ants!
Look at this. That's it. Jeez. Oh no, it's what I thought it was going to be. It's got one of these little wheels here that when it bumps into something, they like turns around. This type of mechanism, I remember like back in the 90s was pretty popular for all those little toys, like, you know, it'd be like a little truck or a car or something, or a train. You put the batteries in, you turn it on, and it just kind of wanders around and it hits things. So the chances of there being like any actual electronics inside of this thing, I'm saying right now, is like 0. So not much else in the box. We got a little bag here with the brushes and the little cloth, and then a little user manual. That's only one-sided. Oh, this is funny. Let's take a look at this real quick. For safety reasons, the product should be operated by physically and mentally healthy persons and those over 14 years of age. I might not qualify to operate this thing. Oh, man. Do not use the vacuum in an area that does not have walls or barriers in all directions. The vacuum is unable to stop at an edge like top of steps or rooftop with no edge barrier. So much for smart. When the product is working, keep it away from children and pets. The vacuum is anti-collision, except that it's going to have to collide to be able to change direction. That's going to be the most amount of intelligence this thing has. It's just probably going to be like a little charge controller. If the product is abnormal, such as odor or smoke or abnormal noise, stop using it immediately. Well, that'd be concerning. Once again, proving that this is not smart. The movement of this cleaning machine is random. There could be places where this machine fails to clean. Do not dismantle, fix, or refurbish this product. Yeah, we're not going to adhere to that one. Keep it beyond the reach of children or baby. To avoid accidental injury, please do not let a child use it. Avoid any inappropriate way of using it. Well, there goes my plans for tonight. Okay, now that we got those instructions out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual thing. There it is. There's the charging port. What kind of button is this? Let's see, is it a momentary button or is it some sort of a latching button? Oh, momentary button. So there's probably going to be a little microcontroller for that to be able to turn it on and off. And that's probably going to be the extent of the smarts other than the charge controller. Hey, look. It's trying to be a Mercedes. Got a little outlet right there, looks like. This is the actual dust box. There's the impeller for the fan. So it's going to suck dust in through here. And it looks like what it's going to be doing is that the brushes are going to go here. They're going to be rotating in this direction so that the dust kind of flows into there and gets sucked up through the that vent in the middle, because that's it. There is a fine little mesh filter in there. Okay, this just pulls apart there so you can dump it out. That's it for the filter. So if you got fine enough particles, they're just going to get sucked out straight through there and get blown out. Two little wheels here that just little like casters, free roll in there. This tab right there is going to be for the battery to just kind of keep it isolated from the contact until you get around to using it. Took the screw off the battery compartment. Let's just open that up real fast and take a look inside. And there we go. Just like an 18650. Oh, I thought that was rusty already. It turns out it's just gold colored. I was like, are you serious? Okay. We'll put the battery back in. Oh, it's running already. All right, we'll turn it off for now. What the heck? I just put the Am I pushing the button somehow? No, that makes no sense. That was weird. I put the battery cover on and it started working. But I can't. Like, the power button is like recessed from this sort of lip that goes around the thing, so I couldn't have pushed it then, so... Oh, look at... What? What the heck? Oh, jeez. Oh, man, this thing is hilarious. Well, as far as suction goes, let's see real quick. I'm going to turn it on and just kind of put my hand here, see how it feels. Oh, man, that's like... hardly anything. But I guess if you've got some stuff kind of going in here, it is going to pull it up, but it's not going to pull up like any big debris or anything. That slot there is like super skinny. All right, so it looks like we've got a total of 8 screws to remove to be able to get into it. And I'm going to need a really thin screwdriver because these holes are like super thin. And this is where my super old Radio Shack Jeweler's kit, little screwdriver set comes in handy. Got these screwdrivers here that I can use. All right, looks like I've loosened up all these screws, so the bottom here should just pop out now. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, and everything is on this side. So that's the top. It's just like a big old bowl, basically, with a button. Nothing really to see there. We'll set that aside. And that's it. The motor for that little blower there. The mechanism for the brushes. The motor there for that. Actually, this is doing it's doing both the driving of the wheels on the bottom and the brushes at the same time. Kind of forgot about the stuff in the bag. I was so distracted by the silliness of this thing. So there's the 2 brushes. They just looks like they just like snap in there. There's that little dust brush. It's got kind of a long handle. then the two pieces of Velcro, and this piece of cloth, and the USB cord. Let's go ahead and plug in the USB cord and see what the LEDs here look like when it's charging. All right, I got that plugged in there. Plug it into here, and there we go. So that's the red LED that I was talking about. Can you actually operate this while it's charging? Oh, you can! Unlimited power. Just hook this up to like a portable battery and just strap it to the top of the thing. Have like hours of runtime. And just to show how this thing here actually works, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, and then I'm just going to kind of stop it from going in the direction it's going in. So turn it on. Lock it here. See, the wheels just kind of help it. Turn around like that. And that's basically all it does. It's just going to bump around and head off in a different direction, like off the workbench. Here, I'll put the brushes on just so we can see how that looks. There we go. Oh no. See, you would almost think it had some intelligence with the way that it moves, but there really isn't. It's just those wheels on the bottom, like, changing direction when it gets to when they move to like a certain spot. And if I flip this over, you can see there how that works. You like stop it, and if like something stops in a certain direction, the wheels will cause it to change directions until they once again kind of align in a straight line or something, and it'll just keep going that way until it bumps into something else. Let's do a little more digging in here and see what some of this stuff actually looks like. Let's take off the little impeller cover. So that's just held in by 5 screws. And that's what that looks like. I mean, if this thing was spinning fast enough, you'd probably get some decent suction out of it. It doesn't really, I mean, it spins kind of fast, but it's not like crazy. There we can see that the main drive motor is just got a worm gear, and then it has a bit of gear reduction, and it's got this pulley here that appears to be the one that's actually driven by the mechanism. And because there's 2 gears here like side by side, then each one of these gears is going to spin in the opposite direction, and that's how they can have both of these brushes kind of like rotating inwards like that. That gear there also, if it would focus, that gear looks like it's got the shaft going down there, and that's what goes down here into this little wheel mechanism. We can actually pop this open by taking this cover off, and that's all that is. It's just like a pinion and a ring gear. So that just rotates around that, and that's how it can change directions. And that's a close-up of the board there. We'll kind of look in detail here with the microscope a little bit, but I'm not going to bother to make a schematic about this one. It's fairly simple. I mean, this button here just it's going to go to like a pin on the microcontroller, so it just turns like these 2 transistors right there on and off, and one of those is the one that goes to the blower. The other one goes to the little drive motor. That little chip right there is the charge controller. So you can see there how that yellow and red wire that came from the little charging port where that USB cable plugs into just goes off into here into the that little chip. So yeah, then we've got the ground over there with a spectacular solder job there. We got the negative there going to the battery, that black wire. The red one that we see over here on the side, that one goes off to the positive of the battery. So we got a little diode here that's probably just, yeah, looks like that's just like basic reverse polarity protection. You got the positive here going to that diode. There's the big clicky button, the LEDs. You can see that this red one here goes off in this direction, goes off to the charge controller. So that's what lets you know when the battery's charging and when it's fully charged. The other one there, that blue one, that's the one that, if we turn it on here, that's the one that turns on when the unit is functioning. So it just kind of blinks, it looks like. And those 2 transistors, we can see one right here on the side goes to one of the motor wires. The other one goes to this pin right there. I wasn't sure what that was. Actually, there we go. I unscrewed the board from the rest of the casing there. So that actually goes to a PTC, it looks like. And that's actually going to the motor on the blower. So I guess the motor on the blower must be a little more powerful than the one that drives the wheels. And we can see there we got the other This yellow here goes to that to the blower motor, as well as that white one. So those just go straight into the positive over here, and it's just the negative lead that's being switched by these transistors. But both of these transistors, actually, these might be MOSFETs. We can see that both of them have their gates tied together, and then they just have a little resistor there to pull that gate down to ground when they're not being driven high. Microcontroller, no surprises, no marking up on top. We see we got one lead here going off to that button. The button just switches the ground side to that input, and that's how it knows when you turn it on or off or whatever. Then we've got one pin of the microcontroller going off to that LED to control it. LED goes to a resistor there. That's probably going to like the positive rail. So it's just probably like switching ground over to that LED. Got another wire here going off in this direction. Looks like that might just be ground. So yeah, no point in really making a schematic for this. It's all pretty straightforward. Now, I'm not trying to size shame or anything, but there you go. That's how much different in size this is than like more of a standard size little robotic vacuum. I decided to give this little vacuum a chance to show us what it's got. And I fully charged the battery, which took forever. Like, it took several hours. I was actually starting to think there was something wrong with the charge controller because the red LED took forever to turn off. Like, I was even debating taking the battery out and just charging it on an external charger and popping it back in. So after that, I set up a little area here in front of the workbench where I could kind of keep it contained. I put a clock on the top left corner so that we could see how long it actually ran and also to see how well it cleaned. I turned it on just a few seconds after 520 and it completely stopped running just shortly after it turned into 634. So in total, the runtime was about like an hour and 14 minutes or so, which is really, really good if it would also do a really good job, which I'm not entirely optimistic about. I haven't emptied it out yet. I don't know how much debris is actually inside of this thing. Now, the floor here in the garage, while it does have a lot of stains, I do occasionally sweep it up, so there's usually not a lot of debris or anything like on the floor. So I didn't expect there to be like too much for it to have to pick up anyway. When it was done, I got a dustpan and like a small little hand brush, and I went through all the areas where it could realistically reach to try to see, what it actually missed. So we're going to compare that, which is in here in this napkin, with what it actually collected to see, what sort of discrepancy we have there. All right, so I'm just going to put this napkin down or paper towel down right here to catch any debris that falls out. Like I said, I haven't looked down here yet, so I don't know what all it collected and what it didn't. But you can see that it's quite dusty. That slot there looks like it got pretty jammed up with debris. And a lot of that looks like it's actually lint. So, I mean, we have our dryer in here as well. So, yeah, there's some lint that kind of escapes, and that's why I have to sweep every now and then. Inside the impeller doesn't look like there's too much dust that went in there. So that's not horrible. You can see right there where the brushes were kind of like hitting the plastic underneath. And this is the little dust bin. Let's open it up. Oh, you can see right there that filter looks almost completely clogged up with little dust particles and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Let me just kind of dump this out right there. Most of that looks like lint, which is going to be some of the lighter materials they could find on the floor. Let's go ahead and dump this out here on this paper towel. It's kind of stuck there, so yeah, there's hair, there's lint. A lot of it got stuck around that little piece of plastic right there in the middle that just sort of provides some support for that slot so that it doesn't like buckle in or whatever. All right, I think I got all the most of the dust there out. I mean, there's like a little film of dust there on the plastic, but we're going to ignore that. All right, there we go, a little closer. So yeah, a lot of lint. Looks like some little pieces of paper there, some leaf fragments, some hairs. Can't tell what that is. Just little bits of debris and particles there. So yep, that's everything that it collected. It looks like a lot of really lightweight stuff that the air could easily move into the box or the little dustbin. And for comparison, this is all the stuff that it didn't get. So that there looks like some more heavy particles. That's like a bit of looks like maybe some sort of adhesive I must have shaved off of something. That there's kind of a little hard bit of, I don't know, something else. Little chunk of a wire jacket. This little metal peg there. And some wires and some other stuff. So yeah, it looks like it will pick up a lot of the lighter materials for sure. But the problem is that it clogs up easily. So it really does not pick up a lot of stuff. So overall, does it suck? I mean, yeah, it sucks, but not in the way you'd want it to. One of the potential only maybe benefits I could think of for something like this would be to, kind of hack it and maybe use it as like a cheap robotics platform. You've got a battery compartment there that you can stick a battery into. The little casters, if you could put like maybe a servo here to control the movement of this, you can use that for motion. Maybe put like some sensors up in the front or whatever. I mean, I doubt you would need to be sucking up stuff because as far as vacuuming goes, it does not do a good job of that. But I mean, as like a kind of like quick and dirty robotics kit, maybe you could use it for that. Although maybe even that's kind of a little bit limited in scope. But yeah, there we go. That's a $25 vacuum from the 99 cents only stores. I hope that was kind of fun and you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for joining me once again. I'll see you guys around the bench.